this memo, this very infamous memo that was written on January 9th, 2002 by John Yoo and Professor Robert Delahunty from this school, said, you don't have to worry about the Geneva Conventions. They don't apply to this situation. Well, we have some flyers here that tell what the Geneva Conventions say, and there's no exception for special kind of war, for Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, or anything like this. And it was this memo that sort of tried to legitimize the use of harsh and cruel and inhuman treatment of prisoners. And we think that in this memo, this legalization of torture made everything possible that followed. 3 months later, there were a series of memos that have just recently been made public that detail just how long you can hold a person in the stress position, and how many times you can waterboard, how long you can keep a person up with sleep deprivation, and so on and so forth. Now, we marched some of our letters of discontent regarding Delahunty and the policy of the University of St Thomas Law School all the way from Mondale Hall at the University of Minnesota, where there is the Office of Human Rights, or the Department of the Office of Human Rights. And at that Office of Human Rights, we picked up a copy of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which also says in Article 5, there should be no torture of prisoners of war, there should be no cruel or inhuman treatment of prisoners, there shall be no degrading treatment of prisoners of war. That's in the Universal Declaration of Rights. The Nuremberg Principles say that you can't just be following orders, or there's no provision for lawyer-client privilege that it's, makes it okay to conspire to commit war crimes, which is really what we have here is a professor that I think at least should be tried for war crimes. So we marched these letters of discontent along with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and another article about torture, and I would really like to give this to Dean Mengler himself because a series of letters has been exchanged between this university and Bob Heberle over here and myself that talk about these issues, and it's quite disappointing to see what the university stands, which is we love our professor Delahunty. He's done a great job, and really there's more to it than that, because Dean Mengler said, well, Robert Delahunty didn't write the torture memos. The torture memos were the ones that are commonly understood to be the torture memos are the ones that were written in March 2002, 3 months after the memo that I'm talking about. Well, I just submit that those memos detailing just what you can do, how much torture you can do, and have it be so-called legal, these wouldn't have been possible if Delahunty and you hadn't got together and done this cornerstone memo that says the Geneva Conventions don't apply. These two gentlemen have also said such things as, it's not really torture unless it's physical pain to the point of organ failure or death. I mean, there's no such dancing around the head of a pin to make torture legal in the Geneva Accords or the Hague Conventions or any of the other body of international law. You and Delahunty have also said, because the president has great powers as commander-in-chief of the executive department of the United States, and because he has great wartime powers that are even special, it's okay for this country to make preemptive strikes against any other country, not even just ones that have attacked us or are putting us on the defensive, but preemptive attacks against any country that's harboring a terrorist, in our view. Well, these are Mr. Delahunty as professor here, and as a person working for the Department of Justice, has gone out of his way to try to use legal arguments to circumnavigate the international law that is there to protect and civilize us all. And we feel very badly about that, and we wonder why the University of St. Thomas is standing behind this man. Maybe he's